Welcome to Chris Parkin Shooting Sports. This is the ATA Turqua in 6.5 Creedmoor. Overall weight is 3,761 grams, which is £8 4.7 ounces. Overall length is 45 inches or 1145 millimeters, and length of pull in the standard format including one spacer is 40.5 inches or 370 millimeters. Additional spacers are supplied along with a 5-round magazine, as well as the 3-round magazine you've seen here. Well, you've seen the rifle in use. Absolutely no problems to report, which means it's been very quick and very simple to do the review of this rifle. Starting from the front to the back, the crown is very neatly finished, no problems with the moderator going on or off, 15x1 thread. The barrel, I'm led to believe, is a button rifle barrel, and it certainly seems to have shot quite easily to meet its sub-MOA 3-shot group standard without any kind of running, and it's used 3 types of ammunition, which I happen to just use through it, and all of them have worked and meet that standard. So we've got 120 grain CX copper bullet, we've got 120 grain match ELDM bullet, and then we've got the very popular 143 grain ELDX bullet, which is my absolute favourite in the Creedmoor and pretty much every 6.5mm rifle for hunting. You can see the groups it's shot. Absolutely no problem at all printing those sub MOA on paper. I haven't quite re-zeroed it between different ones, but I generally don't bother because I want an aim point, and if the bullets aren't hitting the aim point, it makes it easier to shoot a group. Looking back, fully free floater barrel, yes, it remains free floating. I shot it from the bench, I shot it from the sticks, I shot it prone, no problem at all. The stud is a solid fit, I've got a bipod on it, I can add a sling too, and again at the back end with another stud there. Looking along the receiver, that's a steel receiver with a monoblock. It's got a big recoil lug in the base. I'll pop a picture on screen, and that means it locks into that bedding block within the stock very solidly, and when you tighten it in and out you can detect there's no action bedding stress at all. There's no movement on the barrel. I'm very impressed with that, to be honest, because this rifle, I will put a link in the description, but it's about £750 retail price, and that is stunningly good. Now, the bottom metal itself is not metal, it's polymer, but I don't have a problem with polymer because I think it works very well, and it shows the manufacturer have put some thought into the design and made sure that when they've done the tooling for that polymer injection moulding, they've really been sure about it, and no problems at all. Magazine release catch at the front there. It comes with a 3 and a 5-round magazine. I only use the 3-round magazine, but they're both identical in terms of the feed patterns and everything like that. No problem putting that in or out. It doesn't seem picky at all. It doesn't seem to snag in any way, shape or form. It doesn't seem to matter if you push it in flat or back in first, forward second, or forward in first, whatever. That works fine. There's a hole here, you can put the Allen key through. The trigger is adjustable from 800 to 1600 grams, and it's a 2-stage trigger. I had no problem using that at all. It's very predictable in use. I'm quite happy with it. It's a safe dry fire. Take up that first pressure, gently squeeze, and off it goes. It's a fairly slim blade, blacked, but I have absolutely no trouble with that at all. Looking at the other action controls, you've got a 3-lug bolt, so it's 60-degree lift. Then taking the bolt out of the receiver, the button's on the left side, it comes out. We saw this on the unboxing video initially. No problems with the ejection or the extraction, and you've got a good ramp here to make sure you've got plenty of primary extraction force to tear that fired case out of the chamber. Now this style of bolt usually works well because you've got no breech raceways for the bolt lugs, because the bolt lugs are kind of the same diameter as the overall actual bolt shaft itself, so you don't have any problems in that respect. And that bolt transits very quickly and smoothly. One thing I will say about the bolt is you'll often see me shoot from a bench with a supporting hand here. Now of course some rifles need a little bit more than others, a little bit of forward force while they're closing the bolt. It's not just downward, and it does tend to just nudge the rifle out of your shoulder a little bit. On a hunting rifle it's not an issue, but you will see me on this rifle, I tend to put my hand to the forend just to make sure I've got a good hold of it, because I don't really want to keep nudging the bolt forward slightly out of my shoulder when I'm applying that tiny bit of closing pressure. There's a tactile cocked action indicator on the back here, and the safety catch works exactly as I suspected it would. All the way rear, bolt handle is locked, mechanism is safe. Middle position, it's still unsafe, but the bolt handle is now operable. And then of course forward, switch goes down, and the rifle will fire as expected. There's no problem with the action at all, and I think it's a superb piece of kit for the retail price this is going for. And that's before we get to the stock. This is oil finished Turkish walnut. No great surprise it's Turkish walnut because the rifle's made in Turkey. Now, the length of pull at sort of 14.5 inches or 370 millimeters, including one spacer, is frankly longer than normal. And as I say, it's easier to take length out of a stock than add it in. I actually would go as far as to say that the rifle was a little bit too long for me to shoot comfortably. I'm so used to shooting sort of 13.5 to 14.25, which most rifles seem to fit in the ballpark of. And that is no detriment to the rifle at all, because you can take that spacer out and it means you've got a really good fitting rifle, and I found it absolutely awesome to use. My friend Dave, who's 6'3" and shoots with me a lot, said, wow, it's nice to have a rifle that actually fits me for a change. And similarly, you've got plenty of space, you know, to get your hand into the thumb hole here. It's not just a hole, it's a whole open relieved area. And although the rifle isn't truly ambidextrous, it can certainly be shot ambidextrous. The only thing that makes it not truly ambidextrous, of course, apart from the bolt, is there is a slight right hand palm swell. But again, you've got nice checkering on the stock. It seems to maintain good grip on it. Nice little logo there. It's nothing too brusque. Some people will or won't like the ATA logo on the side. I don't mind it. I think they're quite proud of themselves, and I think they've got every right to be so. And the forend is broad enough, you get a good handhold on it. There's no flexibility to touch the barrel, and of course if you're shooting on sticks or a bipod or a bag or anything like that, you've got a slightly flat base to make sure it sits well in position. Now the rifle is available with a 20 or 24 inch barrel, but the 20 inch barrel is available in 243, 308 or Creedmoor. The 24 inch barrel is only available in the 6.5 Creedmoor. So that's one of the things that you're going to have to just think about depending on exactly what you need. But I think the Creedmoor has got to be probably the most popular cartridge for a sporting hunting rifle these days. And of course those extra few inches of barrel do give you a little bit more long range potential and certainly hone up the ballistics slightly. Now just in case you didn't see it in detail on camera, let's just grab some ammunition and show you the magazine loading. It's very simple, straightforward to load, holds 3 rounds, you can put one in the chamber as well, and those just pop straight in like that down there. There is also the capability, and it's no problem at all, if you drop a round into the projection port, close the bolt and it will feed straight to the barrel for no problems if you have to take a quick emergency backup shot. Now at £750, that is a very, very capable and attractive rifle. If you'd have told me that rifle was £1,500, I still wouldn't have doubted it, because I've shot a lot of rifles in the £1,200 to £1,500 bracket that I personally think have slight functional detriment to them. They're not necessarily as accurate out of the box as this, and certainly don't shoot immediately straight out of the box to produce those sub-MOA groups without any problem at all. I like the fact you've got a simple Picatinny rail mounting system. I like the 3-lug 60-degree bolt, fast in transit. It's very hard to actually make the bolt jam, and as I say, there's a slight little bit of pressure required just forward for closing slightly, which from a bench you'll notice. When you're hunting you will not, because generally in a hunting scenario you've got your left hand on the rifle anyway, so it's horses for courses and certainly not really a detriment, just a little factor I noticed about the handling character of the action. Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching that review. Please like, subscribe, comment, and don't forget to click the notification bell to keep track of the regular uploads. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.